Good day everyone! So for today, I'm going to report what are the types of communication, functions of communication, and communication process. Types of communication have four bases. The first one is based on the means of delivering the message, and under these are the verbal and non-verbal communication. Verbal communication is a combination of several words, conveys a specific meaning. Some important elements of verbal communication are language, vocabulary, connotative and denotative meaning, pacing, consciousness, preciseness, comprehension, timing, clarity, intonation, and relevance. Verbal communication also have four subtypes, and these are spoken communication, written communication, electronic communication, and telecommunication. Nonverbal communication occurs without words, where the five senses and whole body range movements, posture, gestures, and facial expressions are used for receiving and sending the message. Second, based on the purpose of communication, and under these are the formal and informal communication. Formal communication follows line authority and is generally used in organization to achieve organizational objective, while informal communication does not follow line authority and it usually takes place in social groups like friends, family, and peer groups. Third, based on the level of communication, and under these are the intrapersonal, interpersonal, transpersonal, small group, public, and organizational communication. Intrapersonal is type of communication that is crucial because it provides a person with an opportunity to assess self or a situation. Intrapersonal may be called self-talk. Interpersonal is the most common forms of communication in our daily lives because it is the exchanging of ideas, thoughts, and informations between two or more people. Transpersonal communication. It takes place within a personal domain to realize selfhood, enhance spirituality, and answer questions that are spiritual in nature. Small group communication. It usually takes place in staff meetings and reports. Public communication. It is communication with such a large group of people and it requires essential skills to influence those people. And last is organizational communication. It usually takes place when individuals and groups within an organization communicate with each other. Last, based on the pattern of communication, and under these are one-way communication, two-way communication, one-to-one communication, and many-to-one communication. One-way communication takes place when messages are delivered to the audience from the communicator only without getting feedbacks. While two-way communication is communication which the audience may add information, ideas, and opinions on the subject. Communication between one sender and one recipient at one time, while many-to-one is the communication which several people communicate with one person at the same time. Functions of communication are regulation or control, social interaction, information, and motivation. Regulation or control. This function is used in literally regulate or control the behavior of people. Social interaction. This function is utilized to make social relationships. This is also used to form bonds, intimacy, relations, and connections with each other. Motivation. This function is used to power up preferences, desires, needs, wants, goals, and decisions. And last is information. This function is used for grabbing or asking informations. Communication process. The communication is a dynamic process that begins with a conceptualizing of ideas by the sender who then transmits the message through a channel to the receiver who in turn gives the feedback in the form of some message or signal within the given time. Thus, These are 7 major elements of communication process.